we're going to fulfill the next obligation I have, which is this will be very fast. This will be very fast because there's literally, like, I don't know, 10 movies, maybe less than that. The Dceu, you know, and I have it. I decided to do S, A, B, C, and F because some of these movies deserve an F, chat, in my honest opinion. So let's go ahead and get into it. Man of Steel. Ugh. Again, this was a foundation built on sand, chat. There are things about this movie. There are moments that I like. There are moments where they manage to capture Superman and his supporting characters in a good light. You know, like the whole conversation between Jonathan Kent and the young Clark, and where Clark, when it's revealed like where he is and where he came from, and Clark says, "Can I just be your son?" And Jonathan says, "You are my son." Like, that's a great moment. Superman's first flight is great. It's a great sequence with him trying to understand it and him actually smiling for the first time in the movie. I thought that was really good. I mean, we see Superman in a way we've never seen him before in terms of the scale and the effects, sure, but there is so much wrong with it. There's so much wrong with it. I mean, that's it. That's literally it. That's literally it. Like, this is a Superman who's mopey, who murders innocent people constantly in that last third. I do like the opening of Krypton. Sorry, to positives. I do like the opening of Krypton, this really fascist society. Thought that was really neat. I think Russell Crowe does a really good job. Just like the whole look. That was good. I was like, someone who's like, I'm just fucking sick of seeing this origin story. It's like, I like how they handled that. You know, how Snyder handled that, his imagination. I thought this was good. But yeah. I think Michael Shannon, is fine as Zod. I don't know. There's so many times there's like, I would have fired him. It's like, all right, okay, take it easy. It's a little much for me. The music is Hans Zimmer's score is good. I have to admit that. Yep, that's so. Man, because I was thinking like this is an F because of all because again, there's that last third to me is just, this is the antithesis of Superman. It's the complete opposite of what he should be. You know, he's the character that he was raised by these good parents. I don't know how they handled the parents in this movie. Awful. Like, they're selfish and narcissistic and like everything, like literally to teach Clark a lesson because he was mouthing off as old teenagers do, even though Henry Cavill looks like, you know, he's 35 in the movie. I guess he's 33 because Jesus allegory. The whole moment where Kevin Costner's like, no, I'm teaching you a lesson. When he gets sucked up by the tornado, I'm like, that is so dumb. That is so stupid. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I hate that. Everything, the Kents were... The thing is, the Kents are very important to Superman's upbringing. Superman now would be the person he is without them. Like, they're the ones that taught him to be a good person. All right? Like, and I think that maybe that's why he's, like, Clark is so mopey and, I mean, nearly sociopathic in the film. Where they have it where even Clark, like, there's a scene where he saves this busload of kids, and Clark asks Jonathan, he's like, well, what do you want me to do? Should I let them drown? And Jonathan goes, I don't know, maybe. I'm like, oh my God. Just all these decisions. I'm like, this is, I don't get it. And then the last third where they're going through buildings and they're murdering innocent people. I'm just like, oh, it just disgusts me. But there are a handful of good moments, and there's some technical aspects that are great. And the score, you're right, the Hans Zimmer score is quite good. I'll go C. This is the lowest of the C's. I'll go C. Yep, the Kents are who teach him to be human. Makes him love humanity. See the good in people, you know? Stupid boys fighting, pretty much, knocking down buildings. Yeah, there's just so many controversial moments. I'm like, I can't go over it. So yeah, I'll go C. It's not F. But Heavy Superman, fuck this movie. I think this is, I don't know, might be one of my worst movies of all time. Might be in my personal top 10. It just doubles down everything I disliked about Man of Steel. Superman's barely a fucking character in this movie. He's a mope. He's miserable. Batman is a goddamn murderer. It's just, there's nothing. I just don't like the idea. Like, I know people get, Zack Snyder's got a hard on for it. Like, the idea of Superman and Batman fighting each other. And I feel like a lot of that came from, Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, right? Which is a very grim, dark comic. And I like that comic a lot. But that shouldn't be the basis for your entire cinematic years. That always, I was like, I don't know. Like, the best fight to me, August, thank you so much for the base. Think of the 30 plus biddies. The best fight between Superman and Batman ever is in the animated World's Finest crossover movie from the 90s between Batman 8 series and Superman 8 series, where a Batman is interrogating these mobsters, and Superman's like, all right, that's enough. And Batman grabs him and flips him over, and he's like, what the fuck? He just didn't expect it. That's why he didn't put it when he tapped on Batman. So he's like, all right, you can stop. And he just throws him, and Batman's like walking away being a badass. Superman goes, boom, and fucking just hits him across the room. Batman's like, oh, God. I was like, there you go, and that's it. That's the fight. That's all you need, because I don't like that. I like them when they're friends. All right, I mean, even though they're polar fucking opposite from each other, I like that dynamic, and they're never friends in these movies, and I hate that you just have this Batman's, I'm gonna fucking kill him like I've killed everyone else in the last 20 years, and like he's such an edgelord, and I don't blame Ben Affleck at all. I think he could have made a great Batman. If you want to do like a standalone Dark Knight Returns movie with him, he would have fucking killed it. It would have been great for that, 100%. But I just don't like that idea. Wonder Woman's an afterthought in the movie. She's there, I guess. Jesse Eisenberg, holy shit! Like I wasn't against the casting. Jesse Eisenberg looks like, oh no. I see what I think. I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna play him like he played Mark Zuckerberg in Social Network. Like Social Network is one of my favorite movies of the 2010s. It's so good. Like there's this one scene when they're having the deposition between the lawyers, and this one lawyer's asking Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Zuckerberg, a question. And he's ignoring him, and Mark Zuckerberg goes, it's raining outside. And the guy's like, excuse me, Mr. Zuckerberg, do you find it more interesting that it's raining than my questions? And he's like, yes, because what I could be doing right now is far more important than anything you've done in your entire life at the office at Facebook. I was like, holy shit. I was like, if he's going to play him that way, I'm like, oh, perfect casting. But then he's like, woo! Again, it's that weird thing where he's this nerdy, over-the-top, zany Joker Riddler-esque character. I was like, I don't get this. Like, I guess the basis of him was Max Landis, which I'm like, why would you want to do? And now Max Landis is a huge piece of shit, no doubt about it. But why the fuck would you have him be the foundation, the basis for your election? That doesn't make any sense. Doomsday, everything with Doomsday. I hate Doomsday already. I'm like, of course you bring. As soon as I saw him in the trailer, I was like, of course you bring in Doomsday, Zack Snyder. Yeah, because that's the kind of villains you like. These big, dumb, just muscle bound, no depth characters, and that's exactly what he was. He was a big, stupid, dumb Ninja Turtle, and I hated him. And it's the theatrical version is 2.5 hours long, which doesn't need to be long. People say you should watch the Ultimate Edition. I'm like, I don't care. Like, yes, do things make more sense in the 3-hour plus version of Batman v Superman? Yeah, but it's still bad. Like, I don't like the fact that, hey, Zack Snyder's like, everyone's complaining that we didn't have some of the classic supporting Superman characters. We have Jimmy Olsen in the movie, and we decided to have a little fun with them, and him in this movie gets shot in the fucking face. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I'm just, ugh. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I despise this movie. It's everything wrong with it represents everything wrong with the DCEU. It's absolutely atrocious, absolutely terrible, and it's way too fucking long. I hate it. Oh boy, here we go. Suicide Squad. Did this come out the same year as Batman v Superman? I think it did. And again, it has all the same issues and all the same problems that Batman v Superman has, just thoroughly unlikable. I mean, although the point is you are supposed to unlike. It's not even that they're unlikable. That's not even it. It's just that I don't give a shit about them. They just have no depth. There's just nothing to them. And they've just fast-tracked through so much history of the DCEU that now we already have Joker and Harley Quinn. Now she's not associated with them, and it's just weird that you're like literally the third one of the third movie in your new universe is a Suicide Squad movie, which is great. I'm not against Suicide Squad movie, but man, the first Suicide Squad movie is just awful. I mean, the team, the dynamic, nothing works. Like probably the best member, like the best actor who is doing actually he's not bad. Like Will Smith, I think is so generic. He's fine. Margot Robbie, I think is okay. Everyone else in the squad, I think Captain Boomerang, Jai Courtney, which I never thought. I think he's the most entertaining on anybody in that film. Jared Leto is abysmal as the Joker. I hate his Joker. You got bad. You're on bad. I'm like, oh God, no. Can't stand it. Absolutely not. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Amanda Waller. That Amanda Waller was good. Not enough of her in the movie, but I did like her. I did like her. The villain was terrible. The popping and locking Aztec witch priestess. That just doesn't make it. Like the whole premise is like, you know, they're going behind, you know, enemy lines in the Black Ops team. Why you gotta have it against like this world-ending, like, you know, mystical, magical threat? It's just everything. It didn't work. Didn't work. Sloppy. You know, the marketing lied about the actual movie was. Everyone was like, oh, the Ayers Cut. I don't want to see the Ayers Cut because guess what? The Ayers Cut's not going to be any better. I highly doubt that. Like the fact that people keep saying like, oh, you need to see this version of the film. I'm like, fuck, what? I got to see all these different director's cuts versions to see the true good DC movie. I'm like, I don't think so. So yeah, the Suicide Squad. The only thing I think Batman v Superman is worse because at the very least, Suicide Squad is not as long as Batman v Superman, chat. So, but it's still awful. It's still very much an F tier. Hey, we're getting to some good ones. Wonder Woman. Really fun movie. Like Gal Gadot, I do not think she's a very good actress, but man, she's a lot better here. Love the pairing with her and Chris Pine. They have excellent chemistry with each other. You get a lot of other supporting characters in the movie. Some are good, some are bad. It's kind of a mixed bag, but entertaining enough. I like the World War I aesthetic. I mean, it's definitely borrowing from something like Captain America, which is World War II, I know. But I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, like there's a lot of the movie I like. The trench run was great. Some of the action was really cool. I'm not a fan of her theme. That na 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 na. I'm not a fan of the Junkie XL. I'm not a big Junkie XL fan. That I was like, it always feels like it's like a whine, like in my ear all the time. Bad villain, bad terrible villains. I mean, there is really a moment where in the movie you have the two of the villains. Where they're working for one of them's a German general and the other one's I guess is a Dr. Poison or whatever. She's like, I love poison. That's her thing. And there's a moment where they trap all these German military officials in this room and they gas them and they throw them some gas masks to try to wear. But then Dr. Poison's like, but the gas masks, they won't work. And Danny Houston, who plays the other villain's like, I know. And they go, I'm like, okay. And the third act felt like Patty Jenkins like got pushed out of the way by Zack Snyder. She's like, oh, I'm gonna direct this, and it's just hot metal CGI. I'm like, I do not like that. It's entertaining though. Those first two acts are pretty strong. That third act has issues. The villains are not great. I'm gonna go B. This is Wonder Woman's is a entertaining high B for me. Oh, Justice League. This is an F. The first Justice League, like okay, so in terms of the things it does well, we finally get a Superman who's not a fucking murderer and a psychopath. That's nice. I do like that. He smiles. Cool. We also get Derpy Clark, my favorite thing. My favorite unintentionally funny thing about this movie. Like it's easier. It's like, I'll tell you this. The theatrical Justice League, it's not a good movie. Like how the team all comes together is not earned whatsoever. They try to capitalize on the death of Superman. Like, I don't give a shit. Why would I care about that psychopath anyway? Nothing that makes any sense. The villain's terrible. Steppenwolf is really bad. I don't know why you're bringing in Darkseid so early. It doesn't make any sense. Or his acolytes. I was like, okay. You know, I don't. It's brighter. You know, in terms of tonally and visually than Zack Snyder's other films. And I'm like, I kind of like that aesthetically, but there's so much about this movie that just does not work. This is the Justice League. This is what you got. This is it. Like the first time live action, these characters are finally coming together for the first time. Theatrical. It's like, nah. So yeah, this is an F, but it's easier to watch than Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman. Aquaman. I don't like Aquaman. I'm gonna tell you right now. I feel like I like Jason Momoa as the character. I think he's really good in that role. I just feel like he's been underserved by the material that he's been given, the direction he's been given. The Aquaman movie felt like we don't know if we're going to make another Aquaman movie. So let's just literally include 4 different Aquaman stories. I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, the Trench, Black Manta, Orm, and okay, what's the fucking other one? I mean, the whole idea of competing for the throne, like all this, it's just too much. You know, And just goofy characters. I mean, what's his name? Patrick Wilson. I'm Ocean Master. It's like it's too much. Edgy Berserker. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the very, very kind raid. Hope you're doing very well. Pleasure to have you. You're just in the middle of my subathon, ranking the DCEU films. It's been fun. Thank you for your generosity. Chat, please do check out Edgy Berserker's channel and platform support. Kevin! Good to have you here. Welcome. Man. I feel like at the time I would give Aquaman some old bullshit. I think I did. I think I would. And I think like Man of Steel I'd give like the lowest of Reynolds. But like Aquaman's it's better. Aquaman's better than Justice League. It's better than Suicide. It's better than Batman. It is. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. And Jason Momoa is good as the character. But I just never want to watch it again. I just don't want to watch it. I don't watch Man of Steel either. I have no reason to watch either, but it's like if I had the choice, which one's longer? Let me look that up. Let me see which film is longer, chat. Aquaman might be more fun to watch, honestly. 143 minutes, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Aquaman is longer. No, they're the same running time. They're the exact same running time, 143 minutes. Holy shit. Wow. Holy shit. Wow. Well. Damn, I don't know. This is a Sophie's choice. I'll put them right next to each other. I'll give Aquaman the edge. I feel like at the very least, Jason Momoa is better as the lead than Henry Cavill has ever been as Superman. So there is that. Mordecai, I think hey Chris just messed with Hi-Fi Rush. Holy crap, that best shadow drop of the year. Well, nice. Congratulations. Aquaman's visually better. It is. I do like the color scheme. There is that. So yeah, okay, I'll give it to that. I'm not a big Aquaman fan. Again, I like Jason Momoa as the character. I just feel like he's been underserved by material in the direction he's been given. So I'll go with that one. But it's hard. It's really hard. Aquaman, my man. Woo! Shazam. I really like Shazam a lot. Shazam. This was the one I'm like, okay, you really understand this character. Billy Bastion. It's big. It's big if it was a superhero movie. I love the Stuff with the Family. Want more Stuff with the Family. If I have a problem with the movie, is the villain, which again, it's not that Mark Strong's doing a bad job at Dr. Savina. It's just, again, he's just kind of a little underwritten. He's underwritten. He's not terrible. It's very workmanlike.
White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow.
There's some fun little action. It's more of a comedy. It's a family superhero comedy. It does more right than wrong. Like to me, this is like I think it's better. I really like Shazam. I would thank you, Kurokio Kami, for all the biddies, the unicorn biddies. Thank you so much. The bullies though, yeah, the bullies, you're right. Yeah, I think it's better one. So I'm gonna go. Fuck. I'm gonna go like really high B. It's like a super high B. It's really entertaining. Yeah, I'll go with B. 11984. Oh boy. I think at the time I'm like, oh, that was fun. Oh, that was entertaining, you know. But like in retrospect, when you think back, like even I'm like, oh, it's nowhere near as good as the first one. You know, and like, but there's some fun stuff. But now, when you think it was like, she's a rapist. She rapes people. She rapes that guy. Like, to this day, I will never want to capitalizing on the whole Ragnarok thing, the 80s aesthetic. But just fine. That's fine. I'm not, hey, borrow from the things that work. That's okay. I'm not even going to criticize for that. But, you know, it contradicts things like, you know, the Justice League movies where he's like, I gave up on humanity 100 years ago. And I was like, except that crazy time in 1984. But it just does things that don't make any sense. Like the way in which they bring back Chris Pine, which is like, okay, the plot, magic wishing stone, sure, whatever. This day, I'm like, the fact that you killed all the Greek gods in a fucking flashback is dumb. But I was like, one of the vestiges of them is a magic wish. So okay, sure, whatever. The fact that they had this convoluted way of bringing, like, I would love to That's true. It didn't mean in the 80s at all. Yeah, they're very much, they're taken from Ragnarok. They're taking that 80s aesthetic. I mean, just it's obvious. You're right, though. You're right. It didn't need to be. But I don't, like, I would love to interview Patty Jenkins because she wrote the script, right? Because famously, infamously, she didn't write the first script to Wonder Woman. That was someone else, right? But then this was her script for Wonder Woman 84. I was like, oh, man, I wanted this, a lot of the issues came up. Plus, the direction just wasn't that very strong. There were some good sequences, but overall, it was great. But I don't understand. I would love to ask her, like, why did you have such a convoluted way in which you brought back Chris Pine's character? Like, just have him where he's brought back. Like, it's simple. Everyone, and honestly, they all been like, okay, that's fine. That's cool. Like, I don't mind that. That's like, okay, yeah, he's back, sure. But his soul possesses the body of another man that Diana encountered earlier in the movie. And it's like, what happened to that guy's soul? So Chris Pine's soul is in that guy. That guy looks like that guy, except Diana sees him as Chris Pine, but he still looks like the other guy. But what happened to that guy? Where did he go? I'm like, I don't understand. Like, no one, like, I guess so. He's just dead. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I would love him. Like, what were you think? I'm just like, I don't understand this. What? Why? It's because now it's like, it's kind of gross. And then in the villains, I actually find Pedro Pascal entertaining in the film. I mean, it's Pedro Pascal, Jim. Everyone's loving him for right now. He's fun. He's definitely doing like a Donald Trump thing. How his whole story wraps up is ridiculous. I'm like, you're going to jail. You got to do the Michael Keaton. I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, shut up. You're going to jail. Okay, that's how it should be. Obviously, he's like, he just loved his son. I'm like, no, he caused fucking chaos, but his performance is entertaining. It's like, I liked him. He's probably the strongest thing about the movie. Cheetah, holy shit. Like, I am not a big Kristen Wiig fan. I don't think I've ever been. Like, she's maybe she's done some stuff. Like, yeah, it was fun and entertaining. Overall, I'm not big on her as an actress. But again, they do this trope. What is it? Why is this such a thing? The nerdy person that everyone ignores and everyone abuses and looks down upon, and she becomes a fucking psychotic villain over and over and over again. I'm like, why? And they do the Cheetah, and I don't like the Cheetah character. I'm just like, this is just weird. The fact that she's Wonder Woman's arch nemesis, like, really? Furry? I don't know. It didn't work for me. All that. It just, and she's like, oh, I'm bad now. And then she's like, I want to be the ultimate predator. I'm like, all right, fur. None of that worked. And there's just some nonsense shit. Like, I'm okay that we never have the invisible jet. I know it's like, hey, Wonder Woman has an invisible jet. I'm like, yeah, I get it. But we don't have to have that. I'm okay. I don't think anyone's like, we need to have that. And the fucking bullshit they make, I don't understand that. That's another thing. I know there's this energy in me. And she can like, when it happens, even Chris Pine's like, what's going on? What's happening? What's coming out of you? What's coming out of you? She just pulls the shit out of her. And it just a ball, and then boom, it just goes around the plane and it's like invisible. I'm like, okay, if you say so. Well, shit, Diana. Yeah, exactly. That didn't make any sense. And but again, I did like their dynamic. Like Chris Pine and Gal Gadot, I don't know if they were fucking when they were making these movies. I don't know, but they seemed just on really good terms, and I really liked their interactions. I mean, how he came back is just weird. I mean, imagine pulling invisible jet. Literally, that's what she does. I did it once with a comic. Is that the line? Oh, jeez. But yeah, there's just problematic things about the movie. And I'm just like, this doesn't work. So at the time, I was like, it's entertaining enough. Not nearly as good as the first one, but I don't know. Nowadays, I'm like, fuck. There's just some stuff in here that's really weird. Really weird and problematic. And I mean, the Wonder Woman film franchise. Like, I want to see Wonder Woman films, chat. Like, I'll tell you this. Maybe this was the best. That first movie I think was really entertaining, really fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I don't think Gal Gadot is the best version that we can get of this character. I think that there's another actress out there who can do a better job than she can, personally. And I think we deserve Wonder Woman movies, and I hope we get them in this new James Gunn era. Because, I don't know, because they canceled the third one with Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins, right? So I'm hoping we get some more, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I got him enough. I'm just like, she rapes him. I'm like, I can't get over that. I'm sorry, chat. It works both ways. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Okay. What else to do with the women's give them actually character and development? No, she's sexy. That's all that matters. Yeah, that's right. with Kristen Wiig, you're sexy now. You're relevant, Kristen. I hate that. Nerdy person becomes the second guy villain. Chris, look at Elon Musk and Steve Crowder. I guess that's true. Really? Steven Crowder seems like such a fucking joke. Like, I can see Elon Musk being sure. I was like, yeah, it's villainous, absolutely. But Steven Crowder, he just feels like, he feels very much like one of those characters. Like, I don't even take him seriously enough. Yeah. Kristen Wiig, well, in terms of actress, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know who I'd cast as one. I have to think about that. I just feel like there's someone better out there. I really do. Cheetah been a good villain. I'm not a big Cheetah fan personally. You know, I don't know Cheetah Squad. Yeah, we got a lot of Cheetah fans in the chat. Yeah, I'm just like, I like them when they do the Greek gods and stuff. I think there's a lot you could explore there. But they killed them all, so it's like, So, Birds of Prey. Listen, I like Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. I think the movie has some issues. Let me talk positive. I think Margot Robbie does a really good job in this film. A lot of the comedy really did work for me. I'm glad that there's like, hey, fuck Jared Leto's Joker. That's out of there. Get that out of there. Black Mask. It's a departure for Black Mask, but I really like Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. I thought he was a lot of fun in the film. Just that fucking scene with him, like when you had the person who's supposed to be Batgirl, one of the several Batgirls in the movie, when she slips that grenade in there, and he's like, woo! And they just throw him over. I was like, holy shit! Like, all of that was great, and he was also sadistic and creepy and weird. Like the one scene. The scene where he's fucking going crazy in his restaurant bar, and he forces that woman to dance on the table. I was like, Jesus, that was really good. I thought it was a really cool sequence. And then I liked the supporting cast. I really liked oh god, what's her name? Oh Jesus. Oh, I'm losing track, chat. I've been saying so many goddamn names today. You have Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress. I thought she was really good. I like the running gag with her. That was pretty fun. I like Black Canary. She was entertaining. Rosie Perez was in the movie. That's right, as Renee Montoya. The thing that that did bother me. Who was the actress? You know, and not her fault. It's not her fault. I just didn't like, because that character is kind of a fucking big deal in the comics chat, and that is let me get it right. Oh shit, where is she listed here? God damn it. Cassandra Cain, that's it. It was something Cassandra Cain. She's just not like her character at all in the original movie. And wrong list. And I'm like, yeah, that really doesn't work for me. That was kind of frustrating, but it's an entertaining film. I actually probably like it more than most people do, honestly. So I'd probably give it I'll watch Birds of Prey over Man of Steel and Aquaman any day of the goddamn week. So I don't think it's as good as Wonder Woman. I don't think it's as good as Shazam, but it's entertaining. I'll give it's a B. It's a B for me, Chad. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Yes. Is it better than the theatrical Justice League? I mean, overall. I mean, I think there's things that the theatrical Justice League does better than Zack Snyder's. I think that the fact that Superman actually smiles and is not murdering people, it's like, that's nice. But the story makes more sense. Steppenwolf, while not a great villain, is better in the movie. You know, there are some better action sequences, sure, no doubt, but it is 4.5 hours long. It's like there's no goddamn excuse. You made a 4.5 hour long movie which is so overindulgent, overstuff. And the thing is, what's crazy about it, even though it's like, okay, it makes more sense, it's like it doesn't, it's like so much of it is just slow motion. Zack Snyder, who's always been obsessed with slow motion, not forever, not throughout his entire career, but certainly with things with 300 on, it's just, and it makes it longer. No doubt about it. But he just feels the need to include stuff that literally leads to nothing. It just feels like filler. It's like, what's the point of this? And people's like, oh, they go on the Zack Snyder verse, and we got like, I don't care. Like, you know how this movie wraps up with them on the silo and going like, we did. I'm like, all right, that was fun. But then they have that last, like the movie itself, I think is like, this is like, you know what, this is entertaining enough. It's like a low matinee. It's like, that's not bad. It's better than, you know, I had any right to be. Way too fucking long. Don't like some of the versions of these characters, but they do some good stuff with them, you know. That last 45 minutes is excruciating. And this is where we see Zack Snyder's, his new thing. I noticed, like, everything with the nightmare world. I hate the nightmare world, like this post-apocalyptic. Sounds like a cool idea, but I just like the fact that that's where we're going. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Where you have Batman leading this combination of the Suicide Squad and Justice League with the remnants, and they're going to fight evil. I hate evil. Stop the evil Superman, okay? Can we move on from that? That whole sequence is just egregious. Like, and he has this new obsession where he loves having things in and out of, like, you have a scene, like I'm sitting here, and imagine me going in and out of focus, like seconds apart. He's constantly doing that now. Foreground, background, back and forth, and it's on full display in Army of the Dead. I'm like, what? And I guess it started in Justice League. I don't know why he's doing that. He loves it. He loves it as much as slow motion. Like, stop doing that. And it doesn't help then you have Jared Leto just go, oh, God. Let me give you a reach around and just doing all that and just him letting Jared Leto do whatever the fuck he wants and his Jesus fatigues. And I'm like, oh, God. And then fucking Martian Manhunter shows up and then takes away. Like, there's a great scene. There's actually a really good scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League where Martha Kent goes and visits Lois Lane. They have a good conversation. I realized, like, actually a really good scene. And then you find out it's Martian Manhunter. I'm like, what? And then you take away from all that, and Martian Manhunter's like, yeah, you didn't even know, even though I've been here like for years, because he's the general. He's like General Sedgwick or whatever. I don't know, Sergeant Man of Steel. He's like, yeah, I've been here for years, and you know, I haven't really done anything, but you know, you guys inspired me, and I'm gonna help, I guess. And like Ben Affleck's like, okay. Like, he seems, and he was exhausted making this, but he just is like, all right. And he walks back inside his mansion. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay. So yeah, this is again, it's 4 fucking hours, chat. Like, I'm never gonna watch it again. I have no I reviewed it as I think it's my longest review of all time. I've done all video commentaries for it. Like, probably I would give it an F, honestly, because I'm just like, I don't want to watch this. But in terms of, yes, it's better than Justice League, but it's not good. It's not a good movie. So this is the lowest of the season. I'd rather watch Man of Steel again. So it's probably, I'm gonna link that C. That's a C. And James Gunn Suicide Squad, fucking S tier. There you go. There's someone who understands these characters so well, and like, what a huge improvement over the original Suicide Squad, chat. He just leading the sensibilities. He gave everyone personality. There's fucking color. There's color. His inspirations were things like The Dirty Dozen and, you know, war movies from the 60s and 70s, and it's on full display. It's just like, I just love it. I mean, Peacemaker and Bloodshot and Polka. I mean, I just care about Polka Dot Man. And he got Starro, and I just, yeah, num nums. I mean, King Shark, num nums. I love that. I love that. Yeah. James Gunn's the Suicide. Yeah, no, that's S tier. I thought it was so good. It surprised me. It leaned in the sensibilities of the characters. Had a great fucking soundtrack. Weasel, yeah, the opening where then they all fucking die. Oh God, yeah, no. So that's the big, and then Peacemaker. Oh yeah, some are missing, like Peacemaker. Peacemaker would be S tier for me. I guess it's not up here. I would have Peacemaker up in S tier, chat. And Black Adam would be F. Black Adam would probably be behind Wonder Woman 84. Would I rather watch Wonder Woman 84? I don't fucking know. No, but it'll be F. I guess I don't have it up there. But yeah, I think Black Adam it'd be the highest of the Fs, but it's still a terrible movie. So, or maybe now be. No, I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's F tier. But yeah, Peacemaker and James Gunn Suicide Squad S tier. I have nothing in A personally. Whatever. Shazam B, Wonder Woman B, Birds of Prey B, C, Aquaman, Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's Justice League, whatever. I'm never gonna watch that again. Wonder Woman 84, Justice League, Suicide Squad, Batman v Superman again is the worst thing the DCU has produced, which is saying something. And I think it's one of the worst movies of all time. I think it's one of the worst movies ever made. That's my personal. Batman v Superman made my top 10 personal list of worst films. There's no doubt about it. Awful, awful, awful fucking film.